Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Ignore the hair because it's not happening today. It's just not. I had to just pile it up on top of my head because I don't know, it just doesn't want to behave. And plus I've been on vacation for a week and you know, you get in vacation mode and I'm wearing PJ bottoms just between the two of us. Anyway, my point is I wasn't going to do a video, but I had a very interesting comment show up on one of my other videos. I think it was one of my live stream videos by a subscriber that I really appreciated. And I'm really happy that he put the comment there. This is not like a hit piece that I'm doing because I think it brings up something very important that I think gets missed. You know, there's so much drama in the carnivore community that I wanted to just boil it down to just something very simple. And I think I did in this comment. Now, I have a tendency as a writer to just go nuts and, 30 pages later, I come out of my zone. But I kind of did that. I did a very long response to this comment. So I'd like to show you the comment and I would like to show you my response to this because I think it just boils everything down to something that's extremely simple. And nowadays in this community, I don't know. I think maybe it's an approach that needs to be shared. So why don't we get into this right here on the Carnivore Science channel? I run pretty good and lean on my diet. Do you have any social media or somewhere I can send you my before and after labs? You would be shocked at the metabolic improvements. I even have a glucose tolerance test in there. So for a little context, previously in this thread, this person had made a comment about babies needing breast milk and it being ideal, and there's a lot of different sugars and things like that in breast milk. So why would an adult be any different? And I had responded, I leveled it, the nutrition profile for a forming child, an infant, is going to be different than a fully formed adult in a lot of ways. So, I mean, we're all humans, but that's my take on it, very high level. So this was a response to that. So this is obviously someone who eats carbohydrates and eats plant matter and that kind of thing. And and this person has made different comments like previously about what he thinks of the diet, and is not a fan. So, which is fine. I welcome all viewpoints, honestly. And I think it's in very good faith. So this is my response to his comment. I do have an account at Meaty Science, but I barely use that. Now that's an X account, just FYI. I do have that, but I'm not one of these X creatures that stay on there all the time. Or, I mean, there's a lot of good people that stay on X, but I just haven't not gotten into it because I'm too busy. But I think a point that I need to stress is more that you have to remember that all people are not your clone. Not being catty by saying that, just a very important fact that I think many people forget to consider. This is not an apples to apples comparison in a lot of ways. We are all each our own little universe. Each person has taken their own path to affect their physiology. Some abuse their systems with lifestyle, drugs, alcohol, you name it. For years, some were born with medical conditions that affect what they can tolerate. For others, it's age. The toxins in plants hurt people. Some can deal with it, and they never know that their body is fighting anything off at all. They don't feel it. I know when I was younger, like 20s and 30s and into my 40s, I could eat or drink anything and I never had any problems. I always ate lots of carbs and vegetables, no problems at all. Then I became obese and developed a pile of bad medical conditions, and nothing worked to fix anything. They just offered drugs to make things easier, a narcotic for 17 years among other meds. I had done all the diets, and I am a scientist, so I was methodical, never changing but one variable at a time and always giving it time to work. I tried only vegetables too, and later keto, which showed weight loss and a lot of promise, but all the medical conditions stayed put. Then the only thing that I had never tried was to eat only meat. All the conditions were gone after that, and it was the only variable that I changed. It was the plants that hurt me, for sure, no doubt. After a month or two, all medicines were in the trash. I have never gone back, and it has been 3 years. I sometimes forget how utterly earth-shattering that was. People who have no medical issues just can't really imagine what that feels like, but it's nothing short of miraculous. Now, I can only speak for myself, and others have to give their own accounts. So that is what I do. I don't tell people what they have to do. I have a story to tell, one that I know can help others because I've seen it work time and time again. I don't believe that all the people who go on Dave Mack's channel are liars. I don't believe everything that I'm told. I don't allow others to determine what is right. I determine that for myself because, simply put, there is only one me, and I know for a fact what healed me. As far as all the studies the mainstream thinks are so valid, I have to go back to the simple fact that there is no valid way to study a pile of humans and then come to a definitive conclusion, citing it as biblical law, or the establishment of sacred rules that reside in special buckets that are adopted as dogmatic law. The nature of food and the garbage that we refer to as food in the modern world does not allow it. And because we are not all clones raised in controlled environments. So you see, I don't doubt anything that you have said, and I cannot tell you your future, but I can say for sure, I am healed because of 2 central truths that I proved to myself with the proper protocols. Number 1, plants make me sick, and did. Number 2, animal fat and the nutrient-dense meats helped me heal and allowed me to live again. I do appreciate your comments, and I will probably do a video on what we're talking about here. I think it's important to be clear about the positions that we take these days. There is so much confusion and deception, and in this case, from my perspective, it's beyond simple. So again, I just wanted to actually go over this. This sounds very, very, I don't know, high level and obvious, but sometimes I don't think it is to a lot of people. I think everyone's getting so just, I don't know, bogged down in all of this, I don't know, technicalities of what we're eating and how we're eating. And I think a lot of it has to do with just the worship of food. We literally just spend all of our time bathing in all these foods and non-foods. And a lot of it is not even food. I would not call it food. When it comes to the hyper-palatable garbage that most people are eating, and then the amount of time that people are spending just talking about what they're going to eat, it's mind-boggling the amount of time that we waste. You could, if you didn't worry about what you're going to shove in your pie hole like 24 hours a day, then you would be able to do so many other things. I know I have. I mean, I launched this channel. I mean, I've gotten a lot of writing done. I do a lot of things that I never did before. I gave up. I literally gave up. I had my, earth-shattering moment in that ER Thanksgiving 3 years ago, and looked around me and saw that everybody was sick, fat, and nearly dead. And I was just like, this is wrong. There's got to be something that's causing all of this. And turns out it was the food. In my opinion, it is the crap food that's killing everybody. And in a lot of cases, not all cases, but for a lot of people, when they eat plants, and the plants are factually full of lots of toxins. And if you go back in history to ancient times, plants then are not plants now. And you've got a different environment than you had a long time ago. The plants are genetically engineered to be huge sugar bombs. You can't compare an eggplant from now from an eggplant from a long time ago. So the people treating the plants themselves as if they are the same entities that they used to be, you can't really do that. They're not. So even within that, even within the vegetable sphere, like if you're going to eat only vegetables, look at that. Look at how plants have changed and what we've done to them. We've made them Frankenplants. Honestly, just like we have Franken foods, all of this stuff that's not food, all of these chemicals and preservatives. I was overbrominated back in 2014 or whenever it was, before I even went carnivore. I fixed my own thyroid. I had to do it myself because no one would do anything but give me like synthetic thyroid medication. I didn't want to do it. Back then, I went on nascent iodine, and, all humans need iodine. We have to have it. And if you're not getting it from the soil because of all of the farming practices, which strips everything out and depletes the soil, and you don't live on the coast and you're not eating, certain foods that are rich in iodine, you got to have it. Every human has to have it. That's a fact. So I started taking that, and after a couple of months, I fixed my thyroid condition. So even before, it was common sense that helped heal me. And when I went carnivore, it's no different. It's just common sense. I stopped eating plants. I stopped being sick, and that was all. And I was able to throw drugs away. I had been on a narcotic for 17 years. That is crazy. The only thing that reversed that was stopping the plant matter. So it's that simple. And it is in my situation. It's my own personal experience, just like your experience is your experience. You have a different body than I do. Everybody's different. We're not clones. So I think the conversations moving forward, we need to actually remember that fact. We are all different little universes. Period. Another thing, when it comes to the science that we talk about, a lot of this is established and has been established. We know certain things, and we have known certain things for a long time. But there's a lot of things that the authority bias will make you want to believe is established fact, and it's not. And keep in mind, there's other interests at play here. There is a lot of other interests at play. And I can tell you that as a regulatory affairs and quality assurance director in pharmaceuticals for decades and decades. I can tell you that the dude behind the curtain, and there is a dude behind the curtain, it's not just one dude, but it's the kind of embodiment of the industry itself. They are not here to help you. They never have been. Maybe once upon a time in a land far, far away, but they're not here because of any noble cause. They're not here to make the world a better place. All right? The man behind the curtain wants you sick, fat, and nearly dead because you make a better patient. And nearly dead. Not all the way dead. We got to keep you going. So that's the reason everything doesn't work. One of the reasons everything doesn't work. And do I sound cynical? Maybe. I lived in the swamp for a very long time. And I'm talking about the medical industrial complex swamp. There's quite a few. Most of them actually do originate in Washington, but this is a particular type of swamp. And I can tell you that if you just believe what the authority tells you without questioning it, without finding out for yourself, without doing your own research, without trying to give a crap about your own health, you're not going to end up in a good place. So if this person, this individual that I was talking about who left the comment, if they are eating what they're eating and they are thriving, then that's great. That is a very good thing. And you just have to keep doing that. As time goes by, that might change. It might not. We're all different. So you have to always take these things into consideration, and you always have to challenge yourself. Like if you want to try something different, try something different. See what works for you. But one thing I can tell you is that if you know for a fact, if you eat plants, they make you hurt or cause you digestive problems, then don't eat plants. It's like the doctor who's like, hey, doc, it hurts when I do this, and it's like, well, stop doing that. So that's how basic this message is. If you can't do it, or if it doesn't work for you, then don't do it. That's it. And you have to know for your own self. You can listen to everybody else in the world talk about how they've got it all figured out. But I can tell you, a lot of the science, like all of this microbiome stuff, that's individual. You have to try what you try and see if it works, for you, when it's talking about the fermented stuff and all that, because that's the big news nowadays. But you have to try things for yourself and see what happens, because you are only going to know what works for you. So thank you very much for listening to me rant. And again, I do appreciate the comment. It really got me thinking, and it made me kind of distill a lot of these feelings that I have when I'm watching, everything going on in the carnivore space. So I appreciate that you really got me going. Person that made the comment, which I'm not going to name you, but I really do appreciate it, honestly. Let me know what you think, though. I'm always anxious to see what you guys think on these types of topics. And let me know how your holidays went. Did you have a good holiday? Did you have temptations with food? Did you eat things that made you feel bad? Did you eat things that made you feel good? Like, what's going on with you? Because I'll be very interested to know. If you could hit the like button, if you did like this video, it really means a lot to me. Also, I'm close to 3,000 subscribers. I think I'm like 20 shy. So if you haven't subscribed and you like this content, if you could, that would be great too. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so that you're made aware of any live streams or videos that are coming your way. And again, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.